May 28th, Memorial Day, in Middletown Hospital in the top room. And Pop, of course, Bob and I'm Charlie.
That helps.
Yeah, that's identifying. It didn't say what year. It's 1973.
There it is. Right now it happens to be raining out.
Is that thing sufficiently strong to pick up the currents or something?
Would you like to check it out and see
Yeah,
how
we
it's
better
done?
check it out. You may have a bad battery.
I doubt that.
Dad, you know you have more raining on here. You would write and say that you have rain, and I couldn't imagine it rained every day like this. You know, this morning it was beautiful. And Bon thought, oh, finally, no rain. So what happened? It just started about an hour ago, though.
Yeah, I had a lot of rain somewhere. More than we need.
Well, I don't know if more than you need. You better lay up a good supply of water.
Since I'm in the hospital, it was so dark, raining about this morning.
Oh, he was in, huh?
One Gaker was in bed, and I think he was in just a tenth of a second. Just made, checked it all right. And looked at the, whatever you call it, I can never think of
X-ray.
it, X-ray.
Yeah.
That was okay. They say they operate tomorrow afternoon.
Tomorrow afternoon, huh?
If I operate, I really wasn't sure whether he would. I'm not afraid to have a, what's that extra urgent nurse to have stays with you all night.
Oh,
They have a word for it.
uh-huh. Yeah, special nurse.
Yeah, it's not the word they use, but it means that.
Intensive care, they're going to have.
Yeah, that's the word. Intensive care.
The gal out there was telling me yesterday, she says, Gator always puts his patients in intensive care. And of course, they keep real good tab on them.
That's good. You know what that is, Pop? It's a special room where they keep close watch over you. You know,
Monitor everything.
Yeah, they hook you up to things and keep you monitored, and they can sit and look at dials and tell how things are going, or taking your temperature all the time. This is smart. This is smart stuff. That's what they call post operation or operative in it, Bob. A lot of times, any time that you go into surgery, they put you in a special place as you're coming out of the anesthetic, just so that they've got you close by.
Oh, sounds wonderful.
Oh, it makes sense. Yeah. So apparently, this particular doctor likes to keep you there longer than a couple hours. He keeps you there maybe for a day or a night or something.
Something like that from what he said.
Yeah, and that's good. That's real good, because you got all the people around that have the stuff to help if you don't feel good, or if you need this, or if you need that. Real good.
How'd they feed you today? All right?
Yeah?
They have any Irish potatoes? You should have had some stewed tomatoes and some tomato soup by now, because Nancy was marking the menu for you. I don't know how far ahead for her.
Well, she marked it. It's same old thing. You don't pay any attention to it.
Yeah, it doesn't make any difference what you ask for. They'll give you what they want.
Look at that fancy room you got on today.
Yeah, you even got a colorful robe, Pop. It looks like dishcloths.
Yeah.
The same kind of thing I make dishcloths out of, and you got some more striped sheets.
The floor is clean.
Yeah, floor is clean.
Oh, you say they gave you another one?
Yeah. Had a bed pan in here.
They're trying to...
Neil, I got a positive about a half a book on it. That woman was in there, and she work for a while, and then put the bed pad on the end. Said you'll be back in a few minutes. So I kept straining, and the more I strained, the more that going again. I must have had a hamburger.
Isn't that something? Well, now.
Were you able to hold much water in?
I don't know about the water.
Well, see, they let that water run in, you know, to fill you up.
And that pushes it out all
And
at
that
once.
runs
Well,
out.
maybe that's what it was. I don't know.
Well, when it comes out, it brings whatever it can find with it. So that's good.
But I'm sure it needed that cleaning air.
So now you feel better already, don't you? Because of that.
Oh, I suppose so.
Yeah.
I didn't feel bad, but I just knew that it shouldn't be there.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I go to the toilet, maybe 3 or 4 times a day, get nothing. Almost nothing. It ain't right. I know what happened. First day down here, I got paid. Ain't so bad when I didn't get there.
Good.
They're not so bad for the toilet. 2 nurses are very nice. They clean up everything. One was black and one was white.
Did you shave yourself or somebody do it?
I'll show you myself. Then she brought me a new blade.
So you go into the bathroom there, or no, over here to the sink, I guess.
over
isn't it?
there.
Yeah.
Well, I sit down at the table. I get tired standing too long. This thing,
Yeah.
it's got a mirror in it.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah, that's right. This has a mirror.
It's, the mirror is too blasted low. You look it up way down to see it on the face. Anyhow, I got shaved. And seemed to do a pretty hard job. Really sharp.
Well, this, you just haven't had a chance to analyze this yet. You know, it raises up. This crank should raise the level of this so that that mirror would be wherever you want it. See,
It's going up now.
you can get it quite high.
Well, if we use that a lot, keep it in mind.
Thing too, to ring your bell. We got a nurse in here and let her do this work. You have to be an engineer to operate these things.
Yeah.
You know, the young Shotwell, he was called Jack when Jack Shotwell.
Shot put.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I hadn't seen him in a long time. He came in, of course, he remembers and knows all these people, and they had Liv's graduation picture, the class picture, you know, with all those people.
Yeah.
He knew just about where every one of them was. I can't find mine. I'm sure that as Bob said, he's got his. It must be that I had mine at one time, but who knows where it got to. I thought I salvaged all those things. So maybe not. So,
How big was your class here?
my class, gosh, I used to.
I don't remember what mine was.
Oh, I could.
Our school class was a big anymore, hundreds of,
Yeah, well, we had.
used to be the things.
I think ours was the biggest, of course. To that time, we had 50. I think we had 50 in the class.
Well, I had 11 in mine. That was the biggest that school had ever had.
Uh-huh.
The year before they had 9, all boys. And this time we had 6 boys and 5 girls. Of course, we got larger than I just had to suppose. Up to the truck over there.
Classes now. I noticed that, for example, Kent. There were 2,000 students at Kent when I went there, and I think there's between 25 and 30,000 now.
Yeah.
Everything is big You know, there's no personal contact. See if in a class and give you a number.
All in progress.
Well, with that many people, they got to do something, I guess.
Yeah, I was wondering how I could get a picture of you and Bob.
Well, I'll move wherever it's necessary to
There, close
move.
to your head.
Alright.
Would you like a picture of you and Chop?
Oh, it's fine. I'd like to be sitting up or something.
Well,
It's folded out like this.
if you want to sit up.
Yeah, whenever
Or he could just slide right over there next to you.
we could raise this.
Well, the line down doesn't look good.
If you're comfy, that's the way to be.
We have now taken a series of photographs, none of which anybody's really pleased with. We think we're better looking than the pictures.
Why, certainly.
It's alleged that some weight could be lost with a resultant improvement in looks. Hard to imagine such a thing.
Yes, it is. No doubt.
If there isn't a senior citizen here,
No.
one young-looking fellow. Pop's now gotten up and he's sitting in a chair by the window. This is real pleasant, very pleasant. This is the way it ought to be. If you got to be in one of these miserable places, you ought to be able to look out, And just remember that rain's going to bring beautiful flowers and green, lush trees and leaves.
Yeah.
And also let the grass grow. You have to mow it.
The weeds.
All right. You had some wind yesterday, and it was blowing some dead limbs off trees. They had, as a matter of fact, they had kind of a wagon of some sort over in the cemetery picking them up.
Yeah.
Surprising. Pretty brisk wind.
Yeah.
And you got a few off a tree in Gertie's yard, in your yard. So, no sense in picking them up now. Wait until they get all they want.
Good.
Well, I told you to smile.
That one's the first one taken probably is the best. Better have some prints made of that one, Bob. Do you have that done at a local shop, or do you have to mail it in?
Then it's a Polaroid.
Really?
Yeah.
And that's terrible to have to do that.
Well, if you had all the equipment where you could do all that, you could do it yourself. But you'd be investing probably $300, $400, $500 just to do that.
Oh, that's true.
But they give you fast service.
Yeah.
My son's in Massachusetts.
That's just a card that goes to the back and it's put on this.
Oh, I see.
It makes it strong. Went down in the basement this morning just to see if it was still there, I guess, and found this old book on the Bobbsey twins that I had gotten for Christmas in 1926. And you like you used to insist that we put dates on things, you also insist we put our name on things. So I've got my name on it, Charles Henry Ayres, December 25th, 1926. There it is.
Now, where was that? On the shelf? Or in the trunk, or what?
In that back wall, on that back wall to the left of the trunk. is the only one, you know.
Yeah.
All the rest of it is Nancy's stuff.
Yeah.
But this Bobbsey twins happen to be playing.
40 years.
Yeah,
That's something.
yeah. I think I may read it again.
Understand it now.
Yeah. Oh, I like those Bobbsey twins.
Well, now you've got something for the archives.
Yeah, the archives.
Yeah.
That's good, Bob, but no good to me.
Well, we don't worry about those things.
This one we took in the cemetery. Looks like I had my eyes closed.
No, that's just because you're swollen from overeating.
Oh, that could be. That might be the funniest thing, you know. My eyelids, I've got a little extra flesh essentially here that I could do without. When I walk in, get my eyes tested, this doctor looks at me and says, too much flesh on the eyes, you can take that off. Well, I guess you can. $300, a week of being laid up, you know. They're not bothering me. Didn't know I was ugly. So, I suppose it's something to consider at some time. If they are bothering, it's good to know that it can be done.
Yeah. We were playing those tapes last night. You know, Kathleen and Leah and Vincent and Shirley and I and
Edna and Ed and Charlie.
just listening to the conversation. And it's pretty interesting.
And Ed, you know, and the voices are, you can tell who's which. You get a little confused until you hear both Lelia and Kathleen to tell which is which. Then you can, you know, after you've heard them a little bit.
Yeah.
Oh, they were having a ball talking about Will and Edna.
Sure did.
Has Pop heard that one?
You heard some of it.
I think that's the most wonderful idea, to take these cassettes with you and record conversations. Bob will have that now, and not only is it good because you're visiting with the people, you hear their voices, but you're talking and recording things that you forget.
Yeah.
Now, if you'd have had such a thing as that when you were trying to get information about your family and this, how wonderful that would have been. You could have had it and brought it home and listened to it and maybe thought of other questions and have it all there to record if you wanted.
We got a letter from Edna Reese. She seems to be worrying because Nancy and Mary. I've got a notion not paying attention to that letter. So the way
Do. Don't be
Yeah.
concerned.
Don't be concerned.
No way.
No.
Cool.
You know, that's just like saying, why in the hell didn't you have any kids? You know, it's none of our business. This is none of hers.
No way. Why? What's her?
Nancy's 23 and not married. Well, the idea. She didn't put it that way, but that's the way she was saying. Well, I don't know why she and Ron don't get married. Nancy wants to get married. I don't think there's any question about that. They're on the side of the building. That's why I don't know. It's none of my business. He's up there just about every night, 7 nights a week.
We met him. He's well, Saturday night he came up to the room. Remember, up to your room here. Saturday night, and that's first that Bon and I met him, and then we saw him again last night when we left the hospital. He was here, and so, but he's quiet and very pleasant. I'm sure very bored because we'd sit and talk about things that he couldn't possibly have known or be interested in. Bob would play the tape. What could a poor guy say or do, you know?
Yeah.
He likes Pepsi-Cola. And last night we had to get a little bite to eat. And he got the biggest one Pepsi-Cola I ever saw. Come in.
You're talking about Ron, are you?
Yeah, we're talking about the big Pepsi-Cola.
Uh-huh.
Nancy and Vaughn are just
No,
coming
we had-
in.
Hi, Dad.
Oh, boy.
Come over and
What'd
sit
you all
down.
do?
We're just passing
No,
by.
no.
We'll come back.
No, come
Making
in
a
now
tour of the
because I
place?
want to show you things.
Well, we hit the snack bar and, sort of came right back up here. That's what
I
we
didn't.
did.
They have a snack bar here, do they?
Mm-hmm. Had a hot dog.
Well, I understand, Nancy, that you went to the snack bar and had a hot dog.
Yes, Aunt Bonnie and I were craving a hot dog, and so we had one.
Well, let the record show that Nancy has a worm, at least one worm,
A big one,
because
though.
we went to the Scottish smorgasbord, and she went back for seconds, and her plate was piled high both times, and that was within an
How
hour.
full was it?
And she has now consumed a hot dog.
Yes,
And they both had
and a
breakfast.
Sprite. Right, and we both had breakfast, and neither of you had breakfast.
That's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
That is amazing.
Just eat all the time,
Yeah.
Daddy.
Good. Good.
Good to see you sitting in the chair, Dad. Good to see
I've
you.
seen it for a while. Wouldn't think I any just run around there.
Did you eat a lot of food today?
Oh, I'd see an average,
No, that's all right.
No Irish potatoes.
No potatoes, good.
No potatoes. Well, I'm not
I know it. I'm aware of that. even if there's onions in the potatoes, you still won't eat them.
Has Pop been out to that Scottish Inn? Good.
Yeah, well,
That's that Scottish Inn. It's out there on 6th
Oh.
Street. It's a motel with this smorgasbord. That was very nice. Really very nice. Got some nice new construction around Franklin, around the whole area.
Well, I guess that's most everywhere now.
Yeah.
Prosperity boom seems to be rolling over.
Well, there are a lot of people having to live someplace. The thing that surprised me most, I think, was how Carlisle and Springboro have grown. In Shotwell, apparently Springboro is pretty sizable, isn't it? They've got their own rescue squad, I think he calls it, their own ambulance. They have rescue squads here, they have ambulances on call so that they can pick the bodies up off the freeway. I don't think it's the freeway as much as these other roads, and it's the hills and dales. It's so easy, you're used to fast driving. You go zooming down some of these roads, and you're in the air more than you're on the ground. Ups and downs.
I got your car parked and didn't hit too many things.
That's okay.
There was this idiot woman driver out there going the wrong way. I had to back up to get her out. Meanwhile, some guy was headed right at me. Because I was headed the right way and
Where
had
was
to get
this,
out
at
of
the
the way.
parking lot?
Out there in the parking lot. Women drivers. Honestly. There's some really ding-a-ling women out on the highway.
Didn't you take a ride somewhere?
Just out the parking lot. Mm-hmm.
You
No,
drove
it was raining. Your car's so big, and I was shaking by the time I got it parked. Yeah. You'd get after me if I broke your car. Well, I broke the other one, you remember?
You felt that Plymouth was too much to handle?
It's awful big. My little Dart's all right, but that's a big car.
The other
Oof.
Plymouth I had push button.
Yeah,
With
your
your
automatic
thing.
drive,
Yeah.
push button.
So we was over at Kroger lot one day, and Nancy was just learning to drive. So I said, "Here, Nancy, you drive this." So she did a couple of things, and she pushed one of the buttons, and something went haywire. I had to take it to the garage to get it fixed.
He broke his car, see?
You mean the automatic drive?
Yeah. And all she did was touch a button.
Yeah,
She
the
put the
reverse
jinx on it.
wouldn't work. It went off the track or something, and it wouldn't go backwards. Everywhere we went, we had to go forward.
Yeah, I had to watch where we went.
Don't get backed into the corner.
Yippee.
I can't believe it. It's a funny thing. Automobiles. Henry Ford and his Model T had the same as, the way you didn't have a shift on it. It had a pedal, and it's like this automatic drive now. But that was the only one that had it, to my knowledge. They went into this gear shift, and everybody shifted gears on the floor and then on the steering wheel, and then they went into automatic drive, and now it's a big thing to get a gear shift on the floor.
Yeah.
This is the big, important, popular thing. And they pay extra money for them, don't they?
See how things go in cycles.
Yeah, what's this, 4 on the floor?
4 on the floor.
That
4
kind
on
of
the floor.
stuff. 4 shifts, and they got a gear on the floor.
Yeah.
Cars are so much larger than T, wider in the front. It used to be rather narrow.
Yeah.
Now they're spread way out in the front.
Don't forget, we used to have running boards.
And the charge
Wish they had running
seems
boards.
to be 2 or 3 times what they were. They charge awful prices if you get away with it.
Running board today would be kind of awkward, though, because you don't sit up high like we used to.
Well, the running board was good for its purpose.
Suitcases.
To step into these things, but I guess the problem now is they have to be streamlined, and you can't have a thing like a running board sticking out there. They were good. Used to hang on the running board.
Yeah.
Well, we may have a little sun in the next 10 minutes, or we may not.
I guess when you fly west in an airplane, the breeze pushes you along. I read that coming in.
One direction or
When
the
you
other.
fly east, you go against the wind. When you fly west,
You're with it.
you're
You go
with
faster.
it, and it's supposed to be an easier thing. And theoretically, it's supposed to take a little less time. We'll see if it does.
Well, it does. That's what makes the difference. You know.
But you'll have sunshine, so you'll be up above this.
Yeah, you're way above these clouds. I think the height that they announced that they were flying coming this way is 37,000 feet. So you can see down below if there's a break in the clouds. You can't see automobiles move, but you can see the land.
Yeah.
But that's about the size of it.
It'll be about 7 miles up there.
Really looked pretty when we got into southern Ohio, and there was green down there.
Green fields. Last thing I remembered of seeing before we saw those fields were the deserts of California and Arizona. There's not much to see from above. They're not too bad down below, you get a little interest, but not my thing.
I've been on a plane for a long time.
Well, I guess what was your last one, the one when you flew out to see us?
I don't know. I might have flown up to Chicago that time or two.
And you and I flew there once.
You did? Oh, you did you?
Yeah, O'Hare. Yeah. Grandpa and I went there. And we went up to Wisconsin, saw Uncle Bill,
And then came back. Yeah.
and came back. Yeah.
That was the year that Bill and Donna came out, or the year before, I guess.